the influences of socioeconomic status on educational opportunities and achievement of the student in Malaysia. I will because as a school leader, and my name is Maisara.
My name is Leah Thomas. I involved in this production as the teacher Leah.
And my name is Farfahana binti Amir, and I will be acting as a teacher too.
My name is Shirin binti Yusuf, and I will be a mother in T20 group.
My name is Nurul Syafikana Soha binti Muhammad Fatani, and I will take a role of a mother in the B40 category.
And I am Natalie Stephanie Johnny Stanislas, and I will perform as the role of the community leader.
Alright, with that, the discussion of the influences of socioeconomic status on student educational opportunity achievement in Malaysia will now begin with the following discussion. 1, 2, 3, and action. Okay, Assalamualaikum and very good day. I hope everyone is well. Thank you for joining us today. Before that, I would like to begin our discussion by expressing my gratitude for your presence. Where we will be discussing a critical issue in Malaysia education. We will be exploring how socioeconomic status (SES) shape the educational opportunity and outcome for our students. As your moderator and school leader, I will guide our discussion, which will focus on the ways in which income, parental education, and social class intersect with educational achievement. Education, sorry, Education is often called the great equalizer, yet the reality in Malaysia, as many countries, is that students from different socioeconomic background do not have the same opportunities. SES influence access to technology, learning materials, school performance, and even the expression of our students. Today, we will hear from various perspectives and explore how we can work together to address this party and promote greater equity in education. Let's now hear from Teacher Leah. Could you please tell us about your experience with students from rural backgrounds? Thank you.
Okay. Thanks, Puan. I'm currently teaching at a rural school in Sabah. Honestly, my students are bright and capable, but their environment often holds them back. Many of them come from B40 families. One of the biggest issues is food insecurity. Some students struggle with not having enough food at home and quite a few rely on the free meals at school just to get through the day. Internet access is another major issue. During the pandemic, I remember one case clearly. Three siblings had to take turns sharing a single phone to attend their online classes. They had no stable connection, limited data, and no quiet space to learn. It was heartbreaking to see their motivation slip through the crack, not because of the not because of a lack of effort, but there of circumstance beyond their control. And this is not just something we say in passing. The UNICEF family on the age 2021 report back this up. Children from low-income family were hit the hardest during COVID-19, and we are still seeing the effect in school every day. We try to do what we can, but the truth is, teacher alone can fix everything. What we really need are structural changes, better internet access in rural area, consistent school meal program, and proper emotional and psychological support for these students. Until then, it often feels like we were doing damage control when we should be helping this kid thrive. So next, I'm passing to teacher Farah.
So thanks for sharing, Teacher Lia. I relate what you're saying, and I teach in city school too. And it's right. It's heart of Selangor. But the assumption that urban means a privilege is not always true lah. Many of students live in PPR flat, which are a government low cost housing. So there's a flat small and often overcrowded, and some of family share just 2 room among 6 or 7 people. There are no private space to study, and even have a student tell me they are do their homework in the stairwell to escape the noise. One student, I remember, she was very active in class and suddenly stopped submitting her tasks. I follow up and she told me that, teacher, I'm not lazy. My family could top up the internet for 2 weeks and my dad had to wait for his salary. That's very hit me in my deeply hurt. So, people often talk about a laziness, but in this case, poverty was the barrier, not motivation. This is the unseen reality. The students are physically in school, but mentally they drain from a home pressure, a poor nutrition, and digital exclusions. Mm, these factor impact their attendance, their energy in class, and their academic performance in ways we can always measure through tests.
Okay. I'm a single mother working as a cashier at a supermarket. Every day, I try my best to provide for my daughter, not just food and shelter, but also education, which I know is the key to a better future. But the truth is, it's not easy. Tuition classes are expensive. And with rising living costs, sometimes I have to choose between paying the electric bill or sending her for extra classes. My daughter once came home and said, Mama, my friends go for tuition every week. Why don't I? It also broke my heart. She didn't say it to complain, but I could see the sadness in her eyes. I also struggle with schoolwork. The syllabus is much more advanced than what I learned, and it's mostly in English. Sometimes I just sit beside her while she studies, not to teach, but to be present. I feel like schools often assume all parents can support equally, but our realities are very different. I want to help my child succeed, but I can do it alone. I need schools to understand that some of us are trying our best with very little, and we need them to meet us halfway. Okay, I will pass to Shirin.
Okay. I'm listen to the teachers and also to Puan Suha. I'm also I agree. So I'm representative of a different background, and I'm also the two people of personality, understand what opportunity can be handled to very easily, provided you can afford the tuition fee, buy textbook, and you have access to digital gadget. So, my kids also have been on a program lah, like a worship and robot camp. But however, I also believe that I should be guilty as well because not everyone, yeah, not everyone has such opportunity. So this is not true capacity, but true access also. So this is the reason as why the policy auto to the big intent at taking care of the less fortunate and not leave them behind. So for example, right, most bright student in the B14 family can afford for example, extra classes and pay curricular activity where the capacity may be revealed. So I also thinking that more opportunity bright student will be shine out in the case they receive sponsor programs or grants by the government or school. So it's also possible to increase the access to free digital libraries or open more community learning center where people can access the computer and internet. So I hope cooperation between the school and the business where may also be effective. For example, technical cooperation may arrange worship in the school by free of charge. Mm.
Thank you, Sarah. So I'm actually glad to be here to share this perspective from the ground where education doesn't always begin in the classroom. So as a community leader, I've had the opportunity to work closely with the NGOs like my readers, Tech for Malaysia's, who are very deeply committed into supporting underprivileged students, especially those from the B40 groups. And let me tell you, socioeconomic status is not just a background factor. It's actually a barrier that follows children from their homes to the classroom and also beyond. So through these collaborative efforts, we have implemented a reading programs where it focuses on reading home-based tutoring and also youth mentorship sessions where it tailored for children from low-income communities, especially those in undeserved urban flats and also rural areas. So if we continue this way, right, we are just merely treating the symptoms and not actually addressing the root causes. So what we need is a more integrated approach where schools, communities, and policymakers work hand in hand to remove structural barriers which can prevent students from thriving. Because at the end of the day, right, education should be a shared responsibility and not a burden carried by families alone. What is your opinion, Sarah?
From my perspective, as a school leader, the challenges presented by socioeconomic status are not just about money. They are about systematic exclusion. The current curriculum and sorry, the current curriculum and school environment are not always designed to meet the needs of diverse learners, especially from lower income background or under-resourced community. But students from B40 group, for example, often require differential instruction, additional counseling and support in digital literacy. For example, at our school, we have implement a mentor-mentee system where teachers check in weekly with student. This is a initiative have helped us identify and address issue early, but it's only a start. To truly bridge the gap, we need a national level changes, more inclusive policy, target resource allocation, and stronger partnership with community organization. And we must ensure that every child, regardless of background, has access to quality education and the support they need to succeed. This is my view from leadership angle. Let's continue our discussion with Teacher Leah. Dear Teacher Leah, could you please tell us about your experiences or any strategy you see as important for supporting a rural students? Thank you.
Yes, Puan. And I believe teacher training is a key part of the solution. Many teachers aren't fully prepared to support students who are facing trauma, poverty, or neglect. It's not enough to just know the curriculum. We need also to understand student psychology and the emotional challenges they carry into the classroom. And I really like to see more in service training focus on emotional literacy, informed approach, and inclusive teaching strategy. If we want real change in education outcome, we have to start by empowering teachers with this skill to respond student real world needs. And so now I passing to teacher Anna, teacher Farah.
Thank you, Tichilia, for your strategic solutions. And this is my opinion lah for a technology equality. And when we talk about a digital education, we also need to talk about access because it's not equal. The digital education policy 2021 is a step in the right direction, but many urban poor communities are still left behind. People assume that just because of you live a KL or Penang, you have a Wi-Fi, have a laptop, and a quiet study corner, but that just not true for everyone. I have a student who share one phone with a three sibling. Some only do their tasks when they visit a relative who has a Wi-Fi lah. So one of my Form 2 boys told me that he walks to a nearby petrol station because the Wi-Fi is free there. So this is happening in PPR Kerinci, PPR Lembah Subang, and even more parts of Johor Bahru. And so what we can do in this case? Honestly, I think we already have some solution. We need to implement them seriously. And first, we should expand the Cerdik device program beyond just selected school and student. Right now, it's limited. Why not make it a permanently and ensure that every B40 student has access to a functional device with the internet? Right. So the second one is a strength and repurpose existing a pusat internet community PIK. This community internet center already exists in many PPR area lah, but they are under rust. Why not we turn them into after school learning hubs with a teacher or a university volunteer? All right. So the last one, free Wi-Fi hotspot around a school and a PPR flat should be the norm and not the expectations. Place like a DBKL have start doing in the limited area, and why not expand this initiative through a public-private partnership. The truth is we don't need to wait the international consultations. We need to know what works in our content. We need more action and less paperwork unless we address this digital gap with a local community focused solutions. So will we keep having a student who get left behind, not because they weak, but because the system failed to support them. So I open to all parents to give opinion lah.
Okay, my suggestion for school engagement, I have been thinking maybe there's a better way to include parents like me. What if schools create WhatsApp-based weekly updates? Just short voice notes or simple messages in Bahasa Malaysia explaining what topics our children are learning or what homework is due. Even a short, friendly reminder like this week, mathematics, we learn fraction, English, story writing, BM, binayat would help me so much. Most of us don't have time or transport to attend PTA meetings, and some of us feel intimidated by notice written in English. But we all have WhatsApp. We all use it every day. For example, last year, one teacher in my daughter's school sent short voice notes to a group parents explaining exam in tips in Bahasa. That small gesture made me feel more connected, and I actually managed to help my daughter revise. And I believe that with small changes like this, more parents will feel seen, included, and empowered to be part of their child learning journey. That's my suggestion. Okay, I will pass to Sherry.
Thank you, Puan Suha. So I maybe will support New York. So as parents who are the T20 income group, maybe we can take our part as well by volunteering, offering resources, or peer mentoring. So learning is a not undertaking of everyone, correct? So nobody should be leave behind you the fact that parents will be of lower income background. So, for example, the parents who are also good at the subject, like a Bahasa Melayu, mathematics, English, as Puan Suha mentioned just now, can devote themselves to teach other students within the frameworks of tutorings, programs, or within extra classes at the school. This is a free, not charge of this programs or anything. So as a professional can provide insight of the experience and inspire students, especially B40. So maybe they will feel more empowered to think big and achieve great things. Maybe we can also do it as well to offer learning materials, book revision, as well as a second hand device like a second hand computer, second hand smartphone, or second hand anything like a gadget one, also still in a good condition. So not only this help for student but also provide the feeling of community and also cooperation among the parents. This
All
is
right.
my opinion.
Thank you to the parents. So, me as a community leader, I was called to actions about these situations. So imagine if every school in Malaysia had a community education fund where it's actually a dedicated pools of resources which are sponsored by local businesses, alumni networks, and also community members who believe that every child deserves a fair start. So just think about that, what that could mean. So this fund could really help cover the things that often become invisible barriers. For example, like daily school meals for students who come to class hungry, basic transportation for those walking long distance, or even skipping school because of a 2 ringgit bus fare. We don't need that. Or even a second-hand digital devices for students, because some of them are still sharing one phone with 3 siblings or even up to 10 siblings. So right now, there are far too many children who are left behind, but it's not because they lack of potential, but it's actually because they lack the most basic access. So when we talk about students' disciplines, attendance, and grades, but we really ask what's really happening outside of the school that's really holding them back. So I pass this to school leader, Pansara.
Alright, to conclude our discussion today, let me summarize the insight from teachers, parents, and community leader that been highlighted the need for collaboration effort address educational disparity in our country. In conclusion, socioeconomic status undeniably affect educational opportunities and outcome in Malaysia. As we have discussed, these these parties are complex and multifaceted, but they are not insurmountable. By working together, schools, parents, and teacher and community leader, we can implement a strategy that promotes equity such as inclusive policy, improve digital access, ongoing teacher training, and stronger family support. Okay, let's us remember that education is a powerful tool for social mobility and national development. It is our collective responsibility to ensure that every student, regardless of their backgrounds, has the opportunity to reach their full potential. Thank you all for your valuable contribution and commitment for this important cause. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
everyone.
Pansara.
Thank you, Puan Sarah.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
for
Thank you, Puan Sarah.
You're welcome.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
everyone.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you for
you.
teachers and also thank you for Puan Suha for sharing all the all the
All the insight. And
yeah
For
all
the
the inside everything. So
yes.
I will help you guys. Okay, no worries. Okay, thank you very much for inviting me.
Okay, thank you too for inviting
Okay.
me.
Okay, thank you for joining us. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. See you when I see you.
Welcome.
See you. Right.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you also parents.